you to conquer a people, you have to first of all remove their identity. Because everybody that God have created, God gave them that innate power. There's a natural protection in them. And in order to be able to conquer them, you have to remove that natural protection, that divine protection from God. First of all, you have to put them in a position that they're going to sin against God. Because there's nothing, God created us and loved us so much. And there's nothing that separates us from the love of God except sin. So to conquer you, they must first of all make you lose yourself, lose your identity, lose who you are. And that is going to make you lose your spirituality. And when you lose your spirituality, you lose your connection with God, because you're going to begin to do things that will offend God, your creator, your maker. So when you start to offend God, you will lose that natural immunity, that natural protection that you have. And now they will be able to conquer you. They will be able to conquer you and enslave you. So that man that was crying, I am not trying to blame him. I tweeted, why are you crying? Make changes. Change that. Make it, change the situation. Complaining about a situation, crying about a situation doesn't change the situation. What you have to do is figure out why. There's always a why to everything. There's always a reason. There is no smoke without fire. There's always something that is making something else to happen. And what is that? Now I'm going to go back to Oduduwa land is Idu land. Yes, Oduduwa land is Idu land. That's our land. We were living peacefully until these Arab invaders came. Until they invaded us from Mecca. The Umayyad Caliphate. Caliphate, a caliph means a Muslim. Caliphate, a Muslim ruler. Islamic ruler, a Muslim ruler. You have to understand it. That's what it is. So when they came, they invaded our land. We all know of the story of how they started by raping the women, getting them pregnant, bringing their own self, trying to. Usually, when they come, they invade the land. When they invade the land, they start killing all the male children, and they start pregnating the women. And they start breeding, procreating. After a certain generation, all the offsprings will now look like these Arab people. The same thing happened in so many countries. I was talking about Egypt the other day. We know the origin of Egypt. We know who the Egyptians, we know who the indigenous people of Egypt are. But these invaders invaded them. And after so many years, hundreds of years, they start looking the way they are looking. This happened everywhere. So these people invaded our land. They invaded the Idu land. And there are the original indigenous people of Idu in Oduduwa land. There are so many things but I'm just going to try to stick to that man that was making that video. Because there's so many things. This involves so many things. So trying to address this man. So when they invaded our land, first of all, they approached people that helped them betray their own sibling. There are people that lived around that area. We have Oba Eri. First of all, I'm going to go to our great ancestor Eri. Eri had 5 sons. Agule Eri. Agule is the oldest son. Then Oba and Onoja. I don't know Oba and Onoja, who is older. But Oba Eri, Onoja Eri, Ugbo Eri, and Agu Eri. So what happened when after they got older, two of them, Oba and Onoja, moved up to that area. They are the indigenous people living over there, even in Igodomigodo. Now these invaders came and tricked them, and one betrayed the other. And that's how they were able to conquer them. They conquered them, took away their land, and started living there and procreating, having their own children. But the indigenous people are still there because we were living there. Idu people were living there before these invaders came. It doesn't matter how much they want to deny it. It is the truth. It's the fact. And the truths are coming out. So Idu people lived in that location. They were living peacefully. Then when these Arab invaders came, they invaded the land. Just like the Fulani is trying to invade our land here. That's what they did over there to us, our people. Oduduwa land is our land. We live there. We still live there. Even though they came in, some of them came in. Some of these Arabs came from Mecca. Some of them invaded Egypt. And from Egypt, some of them also came to our land. Long story short, they tried to conquer our people. These Arabs, sons of Edom. That is why some of them are Muslim. That's why they conquer them, and because they bring their religion. That is why they are called the Islamic, the Caliphate. Islamic rulers. They come conquer a place, convert all of them to Muslims. So, like, not going too deep, they came to our land. And that is how now you see them, especially those ones that are Muslims. They conquered us. In Igodomi, that's the same thing they try to do. That's why you have people, bastards like the Oba of Benin. Now they discovered where they kill. These are Idu people they kill and use for sacrifice. Anyway, let me not digress. So they came and invaded Oduduwa land. So let me go straight to what I'm trying to say. When they conquer them, people need to ask, what is the meaning of Oduduwa? Oduduwa means the life that holds life or give life. Hold life or give life. They knew the meaning of that word. They know they cannot conquer them with that word. How can you conquer somebody with a name? A name, you give life. You hold life. It's very extremely difficult because once you keep on saying that name, because the Bible says with the mouth, confession is made unto salvation. Everything that was made with the power of the tongue. God created everything in the world with the word of his mouth. God now used his hands to mold man in his own image. We are the only one that God used his hand to mold. Every other thing, he spoke it with a word. Everything that you want to be made manifest in your life, you speak it with your word. That is why in our culture, we are careful of the names we give our children. We don't just give our children random names. We keep the names that we give our children because we know the importance of names. Because when you're calling out a name, you're saying it out, speaking it out, and it continues to manifest in that person's life. That is why even when God wants to change your destiny, God will first of all change your name. Because when people are speaking out your name, they are speaking that into physical manifestation. So what did this caliphate do? These invaders, these sons of Edom, what did they do when they came to our land? They changed their name after their ritual, changed their name from Oduduwa to Yariba. What is Yariba? Yariba is someone that cannot be trusted. So after they did their ritual, remember these people sold themselves. They sold themselves for a pot of porridge. Betrayed for a pot of porridge. Now they did these rituals and changed their name. What did they call them? People that betray, people that cannot be trusted. And they call them Yariba. Yariba means people that cannot be trusted. And then they carried the name and put the yoke. It's a yoke. They carried it and put it on themselves. I'm Yariba. I'm a person that cannot be trusted. I'm a betrayer. I am a person that cannot be trusted. Yoruba people that cannot be trusted. People that are betrayers. You keep saying it. You keep saying it. They gave it to you. It's a tool of bondage. Because they have to remove that your natural immunity. Your natural immunity lies in your name. The lungs that give life. You give life. You hold life. You hold life. You give life. That's what Oduduwa means. But they have to remove it and give you Yariba. Yariba is one that betrays. Ones that cannot be trusted. And after their concussion and demonic rituals, they cast a spell and put that name. And their agents make sure to implement the name because they will always penetrate and find some Luciferian agents within the house rats that they can use. And before you know, Yariba became the name. They tried to modify Yoruba, but it's Yariba. People that cannot be trusted. I'm a Yoruba man. I'm a person that cannot be trusted. I'm a betrayer. Oh, I'm a Yoruba woman. I'm a person that cannot be trusted. I'm a woman. I'm a betrayer. That is what you're saying when you're saying that. They did the same thing to Igbo people. What does Igbo mean? Igbo means farm that gives life. Farm is a farm where you cultivate food. Farm that gives life, because food feeds life. Yoruba, the lungs, where the air, the oxygen you breathe. You cannot be alive without breathing air. You cannot be alive without your lungs. So when they're saying it, they're saying you are the lungs that gives life, that holds life. They don't want that because they want to conquer you. They want you to die. That's why they changed Oduduwa to Yariba, one that betrays, one that cannot be trusted. Then Ubo Igbo is the farm that gives life. No, they don't want you to be, because it means so many things. It means so many, whatever gives life or holds life, that's the ultimate. They don't want you. They did the ritual, changed it to Igbo. Their ritual is you are a money lover. You are a seller. An Igbo man will sell anything, including his or her children, her parents. And then cannot be trusted. You cannot trust them with your money. You cannot trust them with your business. Once you start a business, and that business is booming, bring an Igbo man there around there. The next thing, he will go to the corner, cut you off, and start doing that business. If that business they look is making money, all of them will start doing that business. It doesn't matter. God already blessed us. Whatever we touch is gold. There are gifts that God will give you. The Bible said that God giveth liberally and upbraided not. God will not take that gift away from you. That is why they will try to put a curse on you. And that curse, when you accept it, will now override that gift of God. So we are sellers. Anything we touch, and not just selling, anything we touch. It doesn't matter what it is. That is the gift that God gave us. What did they do? They removed our name, Ubo, and gave us Igbo. They concocted Ndi Ubo, Ndiugbo. They took away the U, took the I and added it to GBO. And then we, the entire Idu people, because first, now remember the battle that took place during that time was to make sure that the word Idu does not come anywhere. Idu means ancient people. They needed that name to be removed from the surface of this earth by fire, by force, because they know what Idu means. They know what Idu implies. So they want to make sure that you don't say it, so that they will be able to conquer you. They cannot conquer you when you profess who you are, because you have that protection, that divine protection that I'm talking about, that God gave every individual they created. So they took it and started giving people stupid names. Edo, Igbo, Rivers, Benue, quoted names, and each one they had a demonic ritual on top of. It's a spell. They cast a spell. And when you carry that name, you carry that spell, you carry that yoke. So instead of saying Igbo, when you say Ubo, you're talking about a farm that gives life. A farm that gives life means everything you want in life. That is, farm makes food. Every good thing, food symbolizes every good thing that helps build life. Oduduwa, lungs that carry life. That is where everything, without the lungs, life cannot function. What did they do? They took it away and gave you Yariba, one that cannot be trusted. And then you put that yoke, it's a demonic yoke. That is why Idu came to set humanity free from this yoke. This yoke has been broken. After this great battle of Armageddon, everybody will realize that this yoke has been broken. They don't want you to be Oduduwa because they know what it means. They cannot conquer you. Once you keep on saying that yoke they put on you, you keep on saying it, you're manifesting it, you're manifesting it. From generation to generation, that curse will now be embedded in that people. That is why I was tweeting and telling the man, instead of crying, do something about it. Does he know the meaning of Yariba? Yariba is one that betrays. Why are you crying? Because they are betraying. That is your name. Yariba wants that. Yoruba people betray. Yes, you're still saying it. Even him that is saying it will also betray. Because he's calling himself a betrayer, calling his people a betrayer. Everybody are betrayed. Yariba, Yariba, Yoruba, 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 betray, betray, betray. That is what you put in the atmosphere. The word you put out has that power. The words creates, it manifests. When you're saying Yariba, Yariba, Yoruba, you're saying I'm a betrayer. They continue betraying. And the man is crying, they are betraying, while he's saying Yoruba people. People that betray. A betrayer is supposed to betray. Yoruba, people that cannot be trusted. They are not supposed to be trusted. So that's why I'm saying, what is he talking about? You say this is a cup, and the cup is holding water, and you're complaining that the cup is holding water. What is the cup supposed to do? To hold water? Why are you complaining? People that betray, and they betray you, and you're crying that they betrayed you. They're supposed to betray. Yariba, Yoruba, people that betray, people that cannot be trusted. Professional betrayers. Yes, that's your name. If you want your people to be trusted, if you too want to have people trust you, change your name. When you change your name, you change your destiny. Change your name and remove that yoke that was put upon you. Remove that yoke. Find your true identity, your true name. Your true name is who you are. That is the seal of God. That is the protection you have. Nobody can put a curse on you. Nobody can hang a yoke on your neck. Nobody will put you in bondage. Nobody will make you become a betrayer. God didn't create anybody to be a betrayer. God did not create any man to be a betrayer. It's by your word of your mouth and by your actions. And after, because every culture, there's a demon that rules every area, every location. There's that demon spirit. That is what has been in charge. The things are changing. After this Armageddon, everything is changing. Because the Spirit of God will begin to rule. We're going to live the way we used to live thousands and thousands and thousands of years when humanity started. When they conquered you and gave you Yoruba, and you accepted it. You're not even asking, what does this name mean? How come I'm acting this way? Is it not this name they gave me? Why did they make sure to take away my original name? Which means the lungs that give life. What is it? What are they afraid of? Why did they do this? The oppressor, they invaded you, conquered you, and put that spell on you, and you're carrying the name betrayer. I'm a betrayer. And you're crying that you're betraying. You're a betrayer. You're supposed to betray. You're a cook. You're supposed to cook. If you're a dancer, you're supposed to dance. If you're a mother, you're supposed to raise children. If you're a betrayer, you betray. That's why I don't understand why he's crying. They are doing what they're supposed to do. Betrayers, people that cannot be trusted. Yoruba. Some people are saying Igbo people are the worst. If I come to this world again, I don't want to be an Igbo man. Igbo people will betray you. Igbo people will sell you. Igbo people will point finger because they will do everything because of money. Yes, you're calling them Igbo people, people that will do everything because of money, people that love money, people that will sell anything, including their children, anybody, their brother, their sister. People that will betray you. See money, flash money in their face, they betray you. Igbo. That's what you're saying. Why are you complaining? In fact, ndị Igbo, Chineke, ndị Igbo fiakwa, ndị Igbo betray, ndị Igbo you're still calling them Igbo. That is the word. They did that ritual and hung it upon your neck. It's a yoke. You're carrying that yoke. And once you keep on saying you agreeing to that covenant that was made on your behalf, it is your job to reject that covenant that was made on your behalf. It's a blood covenant. And the only way to break it is to reject everything they did. Let it follow whoever did it. You are not a part of it. That is why you reject the name Yariba. That is why you should reject the name Igbo. You have to go to your true identity. Oduduwa is your true identity. If you want to manifest Oduduwa, then change and start calling yourself Oduduwa. Use your mouth to say, I reject. You people, you cannot wish it in your head. You cannot just wish it's happening. You have to use your mouth. After they put that yoke on you, they spoke it out. They did everything and spoke it out. Now these people are Yoruba people. Yariba, this is what they're going to. This is what it's all spoken out. And they hung it on your neck. And you're carrying that bondage. You're carrying that yoke. You're carrying that spell. You're calling yourself Yariba, Yariba. I am a betrayer. I am a betrayer. I am a betrayer. I cannot be trusted. I cannot be trusted. You're saying it's going to keep on manifesting from generation to generation. If you want to change it, you reject the Yoruba and go to your name, you Oduduwa. You say Igbo people are this, Igbo people are this, Igbo people are saboteurs, Igbo people are horrible. You're calling them Igbo, and you're screaming. What do you want to do? Make changes, reject IGBO, and answer your real name. If it was important for them to change your name, you should know it's very important for you to reject that name and go to your original name so that you will start manifesting the will of God for you. God created you for a purpose. And Lucifer came and took that purpose, took your destiny, gave you another destiny, a destructive destiny. You have to use your mouth to speak it out. Reject that yoke that has been put upon you. I am not Yoruba. I am not a betrayer. I am one that holds life. I am one that gives life. This is my destiny. You speak it out. You don't cry. Yoruba people betray you. You're still calling them betrayer and saying they betray. That is their job, to betray. They are Yoruba people that betray. They're going to be betraying. If you don't want them to betray, go and find the name that was given to them by Chukwuemeka Abiyama. Then start speaking it out. Then come together and agree. We are rejecting Yariba because we are not betrayers. We are Oduduwa people. And this is our destiny, and this is what we stand. You use your mouth. The way they use their mouth to put that yoke on you is the way you're going to use your mouth to remove yourself and generation to come out of that yoke. Your children are not going to be betrayers. That is why you have to use your mouth and reject that name, Yariba. If you don't want your children to be betraying, to be pointing fingers, this is where IPOB is. This is where this is. And they give them 100,000, they point fingers. They sell anything they can sell. Sell their brother to do business, leave them in clear and come back. Sell everything, sell it. If you don't want that to continue to manifest in your life, instead of whining Igbo people, I will never be an Igbo man again. If I call, no, you reject the word IGBO. Reject that curse that was placed upon you. Reject that spell, reject that yoke. Go back to your name. You are Igbo people. You are from the people that is supposed to feed, give life. A farm gives life. Igbo, it feeds life. Oduduwa, the lungs that feed life, that hold life. They took it away and cast a spell on you and put a curse on you. And you're carrying that curse around. You're passing it from generation to generation. And you're complaining and whining. It's a shame. Do something about it. Reject that yoke. You have the power to reject the yoke. They don't have the power to put you in bondage. They don't have the power to make you a betrayer. And you carry the spirit. It goes from on. Before you know it, it gets into the DNA. The DNA has a spiritual connection. That is why you have to be the generation that makes the difference. If you're a young person listening to me, say, I am not Yariba. I am Oduduwa. Use your mouth. And people need to come together collectively to use their mouth to say, no, I refuse to bear this name. I refuse to bear this curse. I refuse to be a betrayer. I refuse to be one that cannot be trusted. This is who I am. I am an Oduduwa man. I am an Oduduwa woman. You come together, use your word to say it. If they call you the IGBO, no, I am not IGBO. I am Igbo. You use your mouth to confess who you are. Bear in mind, if it was that important for them to take away your name and give you a name they want you to be carrying because they want to conquer you, you should know it's very, very important that you do the opposite by rejecting their name and carrying out your own name. That is where this revolution starts. This revolution is a spiritual revolution. You have to come together, declare it for yourself, declare it on behalf of your family. If as many of you can gather, you gather and declare it for you and declare it for every other person. We did this declaration for our people, for the entire people of Idu. You need to find the declaration and do it for yourself. Stop complaining and crying because you say, I'm a betrayer, and I'm betraying. Why are you crying? You're a betrayer and you're betraying. Yoruba people are professional betrayers. They will betray, but you're calling them betrayers. I hope you get this point. Reject that thing they put on you to destroy you. God created you, called you a name. If you're Oduduwa, God gave you, that's your original name. Don't answer a name that your enemy gave to you. Especially the people that invaded our land. On a final note, Oduduwa is Idu land. So there are invaders. Their offsprings know where they came from. I'm sorry. But the truth has to be said. These invaders from Arab, these Islamic caliphates, they know who they are. Idu people are coming home. Idu people all over the world are coming home. How they're going to come home, I don't know. But Chukwu Kikabiama said they'll come home. Idu said that all the children of Idu will come home. Oduduwa land is Idu land. It doesn't matter what anybody, they can go and hit their head on a pillar. It's not going to change the truth. You have to start by removing that yoke that was placed upon you. How do you do that? Reject that name. You are not Yariba. You are not Yoruba. You are the great son of Eri. You are an Idu man, an Idu woman. That's who you are. You have to reject the yoke that was placed upon you. You are an Oduduwa man. You're not a Yariba. You're an Ubo man. You're not an Igbo man. There are a lot of mixed blood.
Okay.
So the Fulanis cannot be Idu, but there are Idu people that are mixed blood, Fulani mixed blood.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why you see them, they're always alive. When DNA is done, you're going to look at all these traitors. They have, because you connect to your spirituality, you connect to your ancestors. You are nothing without your ancestors. Because without your ancestors, you cannot approach the throne of grace. That is why they lied. Pray through the Son to get to the Father. And I've said it the other time, your father is the Son of God. Your grandfather is the Son of God. Why would you leave your father, your grandfather, your great, and you jump to somebody else's great-grandfather? Start from your own grandfather. Start from our ancestor, your father, your great-father, great-grandfather, Eri, God, Israel, Jacob, Abraham. Then you get to where you're going to. So it doesn't matter how they deny it. Abuja is it. Look, there are other places that I don't want to call because I know the time these things, all these things are going to come in the open. That's what they did. This is a Luciferian agenda. It's a Luciferian because their plan was to identify. Remember, they used our cousins in Igala, Benue, to fight us. And then during the war, they were telling our cousins in Igodo, they will wear a Biafran uniform and say that we are the one, but they are the one raping our people over there. So that is the tactics of the devil to destroy, to conquer. That is what Lucifer is using that's what he used these invaders and is trying to use them. These people are in fact, I'm sorry to say it, religion, especially the Muslim religion, is the headquarter of Lucifer. That is the conquering tool of Lucifer. Religion, especially the Muslim religion, the Islamic religion. They are the ones that are conquering everybody and taking them over. Now, the other ones are quietly using religion like Catholic, Anglican, to conquer, destroy, and put everybody in bondage. What they don't understand is the Catholic Church and the Islamic religion is the same thing. Anglican, all of them are the same. The dead Queen of Elizabeth is the one that is in charge of them, because that's who Lucifer is using to conquer the whole world. There are 13 families, there are 13 royal families and 300 families. These 300 families is who were assigned the job of handing over the world to Lucifer. They started with their new one world religion. I am glad to say that they've been conquered, they've been destroyed. Light has prevailed over darkness. Almost all of them are gone. And with time, we'll begin to know exactly what happened. Armageddon has been raging. And the battle is almost won. That's why I say that Idu is the final battle. Idu is the final battle, and it's here already. They said there's electric company is going on strike, and there's going to be darkness. There's much that is going on. I am excited because there's much that going on. With time, after this is over, I will tell us what has been going on. I told us that all the bloodsuckers in the land, they will go. They will all be destroyed. And that is what is going on, because light has prevailed over darkness. This battle is almost over. The battle has come to this part of this continent, and it's almost over. All these Luciferian leaders will be removed and destroyed, and their lineages will be destroyed. And the Spirit of God will rule. We're entering into a new world. After this process, we're entering into a new world. After this process, Ayenaga, like Mazen Nanikano said.
At the end of this process.
At the end of this process, Ayenaga. So things are changing. Things are changing right in our eyes, and we don't know it and we don't see it. Only very few people sees it. I tweeted something about the 10 days of darkness. Somebody asked me a question. I explained it to them. I said it's difficult to explain it, but I'll try. Even first son, I tried to explain it to you. I say it's a good thing. There's so much going on. What is going on is good for humanity. When the time comes, I will try to elaborate it. They are talking about one person that was abducted by gunmen. Believe me, there are so many people. That one is not even supposed to leak to the public. Maybe it was an accident that it leaked to the public, and they will try to figure out how to cover it. But what is happening has happened in other parts of the world. All these Luciferian leaders will be removed among us. So maybe next time we can talk about it. But on a final note, if I can just make my final comment.
Go ahead.
Yes. Let me tell our people, the truth has to be said. Idu people are everywhere. But I'm going to concentrate on our Oduduwa brothers and sisters. Oduduwa is Idu land. Take it from me because it's the truth. The so-called Yoruba people are Idu people. They are indigenous people. They are Idu people. Currently, that location is inhabited by two sets of people. The Idu people, the indigenous people, and the descendants of the invaders. These invaders came from Mecca. They came from Egypt. They came from the major caliphate that came in is the Umayyad. Umayyad is the brother-in-law of Osman Danfodio. These are the two people that are inhabiting that location. The Idu people. The indigenous original Idu people. So when you're talking about Yoruba, you know you're talking about your own person, your own DNA. They are the inhabitants of that location before this Arab came and invaded them and started breeding, making their own children. They are two different people. The indigenous people, the Idu people. And there are offsprings from these invaders. So these Arabians that invaded our land was intermarrying and producing their own children. Idu people in that location are still there producing their own children. Even there, they are conquered and suppressed. And the Fulanis are setting bombs. Go anywhere you see them killing Yoruba people. Go and check there. Those are Idu people that they are killing. Anywhere you see them setting bombs in churches, it's an Idu. The people in that church are Idu people. The people in that town are the original inhabitants of that town are Idu people. That is where you know where when they say, "Oh, this place was Yoruba," they are attacking Yorubas. Go and check. It's Idu people. They're not going to attack their own because they are all from the descendants of Edom. They are the invaders. They are the Islamic invaders. They are the caliphate. They are offsprings of the caliphate. They will not attack themselves. They are attacking indigenous people. They are attacking Idu people. When you hear, oh, they're attacking Yoruba people, no, they are not attacking Yoruba. They are attacking your own in the name of Yoruba people. So my message today, go if you IGBO, Yoruba, that's not your name. If they call you Yoruba, go and find out who you are. If you are an Idu person, an Idu man, and you claim your identity, you reject that word, Yariba. Claim your true identity. If you are Oduduwa, you claim your Oduduwa. We are all Idu people. It's just like if you're Igodomi Igodo, you claim that you are Igodomi Igodo. You're not Edo, you're not all that nonsense. You are Igodomi Igodo, the key, that opened key. You are Oduduwa, the lungs that holds life, the lungs that gives life. That's who you are. You are Igbo, the farm that feeds life, that brings forth life. Anything you plant in a farm, it brings forth life. Farm feeds life, brings life. That's who you are. Ubo, they took it away, gave you a name, placed a yoke on you, and placed a curse on you. You're Odudua. They placed a curse on you. If you are an Odudua and you are an Idu man, you have to take it upon yourself. Because Idu is going to set the whole world free. So if you're an Idu man and an Idu woman, you need to reject that word, Yoruba, Yariba. You are not one that betrays. You are not one that cannot be trusted. You are the one that gives life. So you have to acknowledge who you are. Reject Yariba and uphold your name. Say, I am Odudua. I am not Yariba. I am not Yoruba. I am an Odudua man. I am an Idu man. I'm an Idu woman. I am Odudua. You claim who you are and break that yoke, break that spell. That spell is already broken. That yoke is already broken. It's for you. You have to do it for yourself. Make up your mind. Use your mouth and say, I am not one that betrays. I am an Odudua girl. I'm an Odudua woman. I'm an Odudua man. I am not Yariba. I was not born to betray. I was born to be the lung that holds life. I was supposed to hope. I'm born to help life, to grow life. I am not born to betray. I am not born not to be trusted. You use your word. This is the great awakening. This is the revolution. The spiritual revolution is taking place already right now. And you have to do it for yourself. Reject the word Yoruba. You're not Yoruba. Especially if you're from Idu. Claim who you are. You are Odudua. You are not Yariba. And most importantly, you are Idu. The whole of that land is Idu land. Idu people lived peacefully before the invaders came. I don't have any problem with the descendants of the invaders. It is not their fault that their parents invaded other people and conquered them. I don't even have any opinion about them. I'm talking to Idu people. At the same time, you can still reject Yariba. Why would anybody call you Yariba? Even if your ancestors came and invaded the land, you can change your own destiny. You cannot be Yariba. You are Odudua. It doesn't matter how we all came. We don't know. It's not our fault where we were born, the families we were born, and how we were born. So you can decide. You also know your ancestry. You know what you can profess, what you can claim. If you're a descendant of the caliphate, if your ancestors are from Mecca, you know, because when God created, there's innate power that is given to you. You have to reject Yariba. and go back to your ancestor and uphold that name that gives you power, that gives you dignity, that makes you fruitful in life, that so that people can trust you, so that you can become a productive human being. You will contribute to humanity positively. You have to identify your roots, and you have to go back to how you used to be. Even if your ancestors are from Mecca, you have to go back to your roots where you used to be. If you're an Idu person, you have to go back to your roots. And I'm telling you, Oduduwa land is Idu land. And if you're an Idu man and Idu woman, know it this day that you are not Yariba. Claim your identity. Reject that name. It's meant to destroy us. You have to reject it. Uphold your true identity. You are not Yariba. You are Oduduwa. Most importantly, if you are an Idu man, know you that you are Idu before you became Oduduwa. And there's no shape or form that you're Yariba. You have to claim your true identity. If you're IGBO, no, there's nothing like IGBO. It's a cursed name. It's a yoke. They cast a spell on you. Reject that name, IGBO. You are Ubo. You procreate. You give life. You preserve life. A farm is where you make food to preserve life. Everything you touch is supposed to bring forth life. Bring forth positive things, not negative and destructive words or things in your life and other people's life. Please uphold your true identity. This is the revolution going on. The revolution, the spiritual revolution is going on now. Don't be left behind. You are not Yariba. You are Oduduwa. You are not Igbo. You are Ubo. There's going to be a physical revolution. There's going to be a big uprising. It's going to start from Idu people, especially Idu people in Oduduwa land. Believe me, when it happens, you will remember that I said this. It's going to happen. Be prepared. Change your destiny by removing that curse that was placed upon you. Uphold your true identity. We are Idu people. You are Oduduwa, you're not Yariba. You are Igbo. You are Ubo, you're not Igbo. You're not Igbo. You're Ubo, you're an Igbo man. Ubo man or woman. And people who are running around, they want to be presidency. If you're IGBO, you will never be president of the contraption called Nigeria. It's not possible. It's a spiritual thing that was done. It's a covenant, it's an agreement. It's sealed and delivered. Once you go in with that name, IGBO, forget about it. You can do yourself a favor by changing that identity, upholding your true identity. UGBO, Ubo. The ritual they did didn't stop Ubo people from becoming a president. But the ritual they did stops Igbo people. That's why they changed your name. Gave you that name they use. Because they cannot use your God-given name to put a spell on you, a yoke on you, to destroy you. That's why they have to concoct a name. IGBO is a name, it's a project. Yoruba, Yariba is a project to conquer you and place a curse on you. That's why IGBO man can never be president. Nigeria doesn't exist anymore spiritually. Even if it existed, the only way that you can be president if you uphold your true identity. UGBO, Ubo. That is when you can even begin to think about being the president. Now, the agents of Lucifer are parading P2B because they know what is coming. They are thinking when this revolution sets in, they're going to use P2B and flag it to our faces. Oh, now Igbo man is president. Everybody needs to calm down. Now Igbo man is president. Everybody, no. They're just wasting their time. Because Chukwuokike Abiyama Premihen has ordained that we will be free. Chukwuokike Abiyama has ordained that humanity will be free. That is why Idu is here, to set humanity free. People are being distracted with obedience. They don't know that spiritually people are, getting together, building up for this revolution. He may think it's for him. No, it's something way bigger. And when the enemies of God brought him to use him to do 419 to us, they don't know that you cannot change what is coming. They know that the other two candidates may not go anywhere. So they use this one because they're thinking the problem is us, the Idu people that want to pull out. And then if they make an IGBO man a president, maybe he's going to calm people down. That is the only agenda. That is why they brought this agent of Lucifer from nowhere. P2B is an agent of Lucifer. P2B is working for the Luciferian. He's a Luciferian puppet. That is why they brought him to do this to our faces. The Chukwuokike Abiyama Premium has ordained that we're going to be free. So it doesn't matter what they do, it is not going to work. An IGBO man cannot be president. And now when we are ready to leave, when our freedom is here, they cannot use anything to cover our eyes, because this is a spiritual battle. This is a battle like no other. This is Armageddon going on. And that is why spiritually you have to be prepared. You have to be ready for this uprising, because it's going to happen. I wish I know when it's going to happen. I will tell you. If I know when it's going to happen, I'll buy my flight ticket, because I want to be in the middle of it. But that is something that Chukwuokike Abiyama has decided not to disclose to any man. But it's going to happen. And God has shown so many people that it's going to happen. But you have to start your spiritual revolution and be ready. You cannot enter into this new dispensation with a name, a yoke that was placed on your neck. You have to remove that yoke. So many things have been done on your behalf for this yoke to be removed. This yoke has already been removed. It's your job to do it for yourself. Decide, I am not IGBO. I am Ubo. That is your name given to you. When you go to locations everywhere, you will see Ubo, Ubo this, Ubo that, Ubo. Who is Igbo? IGBO. Somebody was telling me Ubo. I said, who changed it? What was Ubo? It was Ubo. Ubo, there is Ubo, big Ubo and small Ubo. Ubo everywhere. In every state, there is Ubo. Some of them change it to IGBO to align with the IGBO. But the original name is not IGBO. It's not Ubu. There's nothing like Ubu. There's Ubo everywhere. You will never find IGBO except the one they concocted and tried. When you go back to your history, you will find out the point where it was changed. That is to show you who we are, the name that was given to us. Igbo, there's a project called the Igbo Project. It's a project. It's a Luciferian project of destruction, of extermination and elimination, because they want to take our land. Yariba is a project of destruction, because they want to destroy us and take away our land. The spiritual revolution starts with you. I'm not even going about the beer one. Our people have woken up. They know who they are. And to the glory of Chukwuokike Abiyama, they know who they are. Nobody's even talking about the beer name anymore. The job is in them acknowledging that they are not IGBO, that they are UGBO. That is the revolution that needs to take place. The spiritual revolution is what is happening right now. Declare your true identity. Reject that bondage, that spell, that yoke. When you go home, especially if you're an Idu woman, Idu man, Idu child, Idu adult, say, I reject Yoruba. I reject Yariba. I uphold my true identity. I am Ududua. I uphold my true identity. I am Idu. Do that for yourself. Do that in the comfort of your home. Do that on behalf of your family. Don't be left out in this spiritual revolution that is taking place. If you're an Ubo man or woman, do it for yourself. I am an Ubo man. I am an Ubo woman. I'm an Ubo child. Do it on behalf of your family. Do it for yourself. Do it for your family. You alone can change it for your family. We were instructed to make that prayer on our behalf. We did it. You can now do it individually for yourself and for your family. Please start this spiritual revolution and then be prepared for this uprising. There's going to be a big revolution. There's going to be a revolution in the land. After that, the whole world will be transformed. After that, all the powers and principalities that has been ruling this world will be lifted. The spirit of Udu is already taking place. And all these powers and principalities are being lifted. So that's very significant. The uprising, this revolution that is coming is significant. It shows that we have taken the powers in our own hands to liberate ourselves. It's very symbolic because when Chukwukika created us, he gave us that power. He gave us that power. We are the one that handed the power over to Lucifer. And that is why all these demonic agents, they believe they can rule over us. We gave them the power to rule over us. And in this dispensation, we are taking that power. Because we are like God, we have that power in us. We are refusing to give it up anymore. That is why the yoke and the spell has been broken. Start your spiritual revolution and be ready for that physical revolution. That physical revolution is going to say, yes, I took my power back. Lucifer cannot control us anymore. We are taking that power back because we're spiritual people. We are godly people. Because we are like God. God said he has created us in his own image, after his own likeness. But we handed over our power to Lucifer, and they are using us like puppets. This is the time to reclaim that power that was given unto us by Chukwukika. Please do this for yourself. Do this for your family. Do this for the entire humanity. Thank you all. God bless you, and see you tomorrow.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nelly. Yeah, we are going to end it there. We have done 1 hour 30 something minutes.
Okay.
So thank you very much, Dr. Nelly. Thank you everybody that participated today. Marcy Isent, Professor Sophia. We are not going to be able to pick up any call now, please. Call us tomorrow or next. And if you have questions for Dr. Nelly, you prepare, you send it to me. You can send it to my number. Of course, my number is just everywhere. You can send it to my number, any question you have for Dr. Nelly on Saturday, and then I will definitely ask Dr. Nelly your question. Hopefully, Dr. Nelly will be able to answer it. So, yeah. So I want to say thank you very much. Our people should get ready for the revolution because that's what we believe. We don't believe in any other thing. We know our true identity, Idu plus revolution is equal to freedom. That's our formula for our freedom. So Idu people will overcome the world and there's no stopping us. Focus on your true identity, okay? Because we are the kings and queens, in our land, and that's it. And I love what Dr. Lee was talking about, that when they want to conquer you, they make you lose your identity, so that they can easily conquer you. And that's what is going on. It has happened for many generations. So for us trying to, trace back and dig deep to know who we are might be strange to some people. But now we know who we are. We are Idu people and we have overcome the world. Dr. Nelly, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for always coming. I know it's not easy, but we love you, Dr. Nelly.
Love you
We
too.
love you, Dr. Nelly. That is something that you must know, that we
Thank
love
you.
you and you are our queen, the queen of Idu Kingdom. Thank
Thank
you
you.
very
Thank
much,
you.
Dr.
I
Nelly.
love you, person. I love you all.